皆さんこんばんは。ご卒業おめでとうございます。私はリサ・マッカラムです。大前さんと一緒にボンドと BBT のプログラムを作りました。今日は皆さんと一緒にお祝いできてすごい嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。でこれから英語で話せますのでよろしくお願いしますね。Okay. I'd like to build on some comments that Mr. Amaksa-san made during the celebration and during the graduation ceremony today. He talked about the need for inspired leadership. Certainly in my lifetime, I don't think there has been a more important time for truly inspired leaders to step up and be visible. I personally am very concerned right now about globally how the face of leadership is coming across as incredibly fear-based and divisive. Whether it's been the decisions that we've seen made coming out of Europe and the exit of Britain from the European Union, whether it has been the outcome of the US presidential election, whether we've seen more recently coming out of South Korea some disappointing developments with the head of state there, or what's happening in the Philippines, the list, frankly, is just too long, and it's not good enough. 17 years ago, I moved to Japan in pursuit of an inspired idea. Now, 私のアイディアではなくて、大前さんのアイディアでした。So for those in the room, it wasn't my idea, but it was Ken's idea. And at that time, Ken said to me that he was very worried about the state of the Japanese economy, and validly he still is. He was very concerned that Japan was just not set up to participate fully in the benefits of the global economy. He was also very frustrated that only a very small percentage of Japan's greatest innovations were making it successfully into the international marketplace. Now, as we all know, Ken is one of the most open-minded global thinkers that you will ever meet. He was one of the pioneers and leading thinkers originally from the beginning around the benefits of open markets and borderless economies. Having said that, and having had a long experience with Ken now, he still holds a fierce loyalty to Japan. And it's very admirable. So 17 years ago, he said, Lisa, here's what's really worrying me about what's happening in Japan. And he said, the most important thing I think we have to do is build a really strong base of Japanese global thinkers and global leaders who can lead Japan into the future. And he did it. He's doing it. And you all represent, I think, certainly a base of those incredible leaders that back then he was dreaming of. And he held, even at that time, the greatest expectations of all of you in this room today. The thing about pursuing inspired ideas is that the idea itself usually has to be it's usually so big that you can't do it alone, right? So Ken obviously had a lot of help from recruiting some of the best academics from the world into this program, from partnering with some of the most elite institutions around the world. He literally opened up his Rolodex from his business and professional life and pulled it into all of the business breakthrough programming aspects, and certainly the BOND-BBT program. And we all got on the bus with him because we wanted to pursue the inspired idea and the vision that Ken put out there. And I'm just so humbled to see that today that idea is you. And so for me to be standing here today and seeing all of you, it's just the most incredible experience to see that you're all real and it actually is happening. We need inspired leaders and inspired leadership more than ever. And I'm just so thrilled to know that today there are more than 1,000 Japanese leaders who are ready and equipped more than so many others to lead Japan into its future. 1,000 more leaders thanks to your extraordinary commitment and dedication, thanks to Business Breakthrough's dedication, thanks to BOND's dedication, and importantly, thanks to Ken's relentless vision. He would never take no for an answer when it came to this particular program, and that's what inspired leaders need to do when they're pursuing something important. Now, the pursuit of inspired ideas certainly is what drives me. It's what gets me up every morning, and I think as I progressed through my career, I started to understand that about myself a lot more clearly. For me, the ideas that I want to pursue, either in a leadership capacity or just be part of, they have to be big. They have to be something that the world wants or needs. It has to be a problem worth solving for. And the delivery of the idea fundamentally has to have many winners. That's the most important filter for me. So after working on this particular, what I consider, and for me, certainly an inspired idea with BBT and BOND, I worked for Nike for about 13 years. And at the beginning of that career with Nike, I worked on a number of very big business issues. One of them was in the face of really a saturated US market as it related to footwear and apparel in that particular market. The big question was, how are we going to double our business in a saturated market situation by staying very focused on strategies that were going to deliver for that kid, that basketball player, that runner who loves sports, not default to strategies that weren't going to be true to him or her. One of the other things I got to work on was to fundamentally look at how do you re-engineer what was at the time probably the world's largest men's sporting goods company. How do you take that type of company and rewire it so that it can also be inspiring for girls and women to also love sports? So I got to work on a number of incredibly, for me, inspiring things within that context, and I then moved on to lead the Nike Foundation, where the whole team at our core believed that a girl, to many the least powerful person on the planet, could potentially be the most important person to solve poverty. That inspired me for a very long time and still does. From there, I then moved back into the core of the business and got to really answer the question, how do we leverage all of Nike's vast base of assets? How do we leverage the incredible inventory and stable of talented athletes that we had around the world? How do we leverage the reach of our powerful brand voice and solve for what has become a global physical inactivity crisis? Most of the world doesn't know that today's generation of children are the least active that we've ever seen in human history. So after pursuing several, for me at least, what I considered big ideas and inspired ideas, and experiencing how when you lead obsessively against the pursuit of that idea and authentically, many others want to do it with you. They want to help you. They'll get on the same bus that you're on. So I know this works. Inspired leadership is so much more powerful than what we're seeing right now as fear-based and divisive-based leadership. It creates legacy, and it has many, many winners. So you are, proudly, part of a much bigger idea, a big part of Japan's future and promise to the world. You are part of what started as one person's inspired idea but became many people's inspired idea to pursue. And I, frankly, just played in context a very small part of achieving that because inspired ideas take many. And so with that, I'd like to thank Bond University for your extraordinary and ongoing entrepreneurship, willingness to collaborate, innovation and determination to find solutions when many other institutions just flat out were not that courageous. That is, as a BOND alumni, the spirit and the essence of what I love so much about BOND and why I'm so proud to be a BOND alumni. I'd like to thank BBT, Ken for your incredible life-changing mentorship, Ito-san for being an unbelievable first colleague of mine at Business Breakthrough, for your courage, your relentless vision, determination and refusal to take no for an answer. It's that fighting spirit of Business Breakthrough and this particular BOND-BBT program that continues to inspire me as I do my current work. Perhaps the most important question to close on tonight, though, is, what is the idea, the inspired idea that you are pursuing? What is the idea that you will lead or be part of? And if you already are pursuing one, then please be visible. Surround yourself with others who are inspired leaders, because it will fuel your success. Stay away from those who might kill your dreams. If you don't have one, that's okay. Find one, and then don't take no for an answer. Thank you very much.